So hi guys, and welcome to the Modification Nation. It's Gabberz, and you're probably going to hear some sound in the background. It's just Sesame Street, so I'm going to try and talk louder because of it. I'm going to be talking to you guys about my stretch septum and give you guys a couple tips that I've learned over the past couple years in stretching your septum. So when I originally got my septum pierced at age 16, and I did that in the girls' locker room at my old school during PE, actually. And I did it super crooked, and I ended up trying to stretch it. So yes, my septum was ridiculously crooked, and I ended up re-piercing it, and I re-pierced it at a 14 gauge. It's just a normal circular barbell. And so yeah, that's what I used to wear in my nose. And I don't even remember when I started stretching it. It was a while back. And so what I did was, my friend actually traded me for this. It's just a standard 12 gauge circular barbell. And I kept that in for, I don't even know how long I kept it in. You can't have this. And I'm going to talk a little bit right now about how I decided that I wanted to stretch it. Well, I found this 8 gauge pincher at my school on the floor by my drama class, and I just automatically decided that's what I want to put in my septum. So that's what I did. And I didn't end up even getting this in my nose for like 2 years after I pierced it, but yes. So my 10 gauge was this retainer. It's a just 10 gauge stainless steel retainer that I got this at the piercing tattoo shop that I go to. And so that's just what I had, and I believe I stretched it to this in like August of 2012, and then by, I don't know, I got this in September or October of 2012, and then I was wearing this by like December. So I didn't wait a whole long time, but I waited long enough for my septum to heal. Plus, when you're at these smaller sizes, they're very just small increments, so you don't even really feel it at all. And I had that in my septum for like 3 years. And then I would go back and forth from 10 to 8, 10 to 8, 10 to 8. And that's just what I did. Right before the channel started, I stretched my septum to a 6. Yeah, to a 6. And I just had this plain single flare steel eyelet that I got at the piercing shop also, which I actually used to wear in my college, but I finally got that up to a 4, so it's awesome. And then I bought a whole bunch of stuff from Body Art Forums, which I put everything on there. And when I stretched to a 6, or no, when I stretched to a 6 in my septum, I bought these really crappy tapers from Spencer's, just because I was desperate and I wanted to do it right then and there. And they're painted gold, and they have this ridiculous line, like indented line, I don't know if you can see that, where the O-ring goes, and that really ended up hurting my nose. So yeah, that sucked, but that's what I did because I was stupid. And then I just recently stretched it up, and I used a taper that's in here. I don't want to grab it out. It's becoming too much of a hassle. But yeah, so I used the tapers and a little bit of tape. I think it's still in here. I used Teflon tape, which I'm almost out of it, but it's just a white non-adhesive tape. It bunches together a lot, but mine's almost gone. I gotta throw it away. But yeah, plain non-adhesive tape. The only problem is that it's very drying to your piercings and stuff. So, but it worked the best for me. And so just what I did was I lubed the shit out of it with vitamin E oil. And I just constantly put that on every day. After I changed the tape, I just relayered it. Another one that you can use is bondage tape. Because in my opinion, stretching your septum with a taper is not that easy unless you wait a long time, like a year or longer, to stretch. And for me, I'm kind of impatient. So I mean, right now it's what, June? Still like the beginning of June, and I hope to be at a 0 by December, which for me, that's a very long time, and I might even get there before then, really. But yeah, so bondage tape is another non-adhesive tape. I have the black one. I bought this at Spencer's. It was for like $8. It's the mother struggles, parent struggles. It's just a thin, non-adhesive. It sticks to itself. Oh, bottle. But yes, it sticks to itself. Elmo's World. But yes, since it sticks to itself and it's not adhesive, it doesn't bother you, or it doesn't bother your nose hole. I just don't use it for stretching. It doesn't work for me. It's not my thing. The edges are always too sharp in my opinion, because you have to cut it yourself, and it's not like Teflon PTFE tape where it's pretty much the size already. And I do keep zooming in and out because I want to make sure that I'm focused. But yes, another like little, I guess like the tips that I have is, if you don't want your septum to smell, because I know that's like a thing where a lot of people say that their septum smells, and sometimes it's like a gratifying smell, which I can understand that, but once you get bigger, it does start to stink. And that's only like not washing it more than once a day. And what I have is like this stuff called smelly jelly, and I basically bought this off Barney Art Forums in like 2013 when I got my 1.5-inch plugs. And what it is it's just this like clearish like substance, I guess. And the thing is that you only get that much depending on how much you order. I think this is like $4. So it's very inexpensive, and you almost don't like use it very much. A little bit goes a very long way, and I normally put it on like my piercings in my mouth, because throughout the course of a day they do start to get a little funky, I guess you'd say. Yeah, but they do start to get a little funky after a certain amount of time. So that's just what I do. I don't really have too many tips. I guess like best tips are to take your time, but it's not a race when you're stretching anything. So the best and smartest decision is to just wait. You should probably be waiting a few months, or at the least you should be waiting a month to stretch your septum. And now that I've stretched my septum to a 4 gauge and it's like in the denting process, it didn't hurt very bad to stretch it. The part that's hurting now is I can feel it in the tip, that I can feel the pain from it. It's not necessarily a pain. I can feel it being uncomfortable from denting into my actual septum. Which is not like bad, it's not like a super like, oh my gosh pain. But when she smacks me in the nose, when she's eating her bottles and she just full on fucking smacks me in the face, it's pretty bad. So I'm gonna pick my topic. Maybe Anastasia will help me. Here, pick one. Pick one out the basket. Can you do it? Mine. Let's see what you picked. Okay. Well, I guess like this is gonna be like all about my tattoos and their meanings. So yeah. Stay tuned for that next week. I'll be talking about my tattoos and what they mean. So, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a like and comment down below if you have any questions, comments, or concerns. And don't forget to subscribe. I think we're almost at 400 subscribers, so it's awesome that the channel is regaining all of our subscribers back. And I hope to see you guys next week. Yeah, see, bye guys. Bye.